do our last session for Surat AlQalam. All right. So first word, فذرني. So what's the English? Okay. So the so is coming from the fa. Okay. So this is a prefix resumption particle, right? So you're continuing the comment there.
With the pronoun, can you highlight the pronoun?
Yes, good. Yeah. The pronoun is ni. Okay.
So,
Yes.
where
So if you
can
look
we
at your
get-
chart, so the last row, right? If you look at the last row, actually, I should bring it up here. So this is a good way to practice this. So that's the idea. As you read every day, try identify those pronouns here. So if you look at the last row, so what is the last row representing? Look at this first person. Okay, the first person pronoun, if you look at it. So what do you have for, so as a recap, look, the pronouns, any pronoun can serve three type of function in a sentence. Okay, statement one, any pronouns can function three type of function in a sentence. And we'll take an example of I. Okay, so in English, if you look at I am a Muslim. Okay, or I will give you funds. Okay, now in these two sentences, the way that I is being used, we call it I is being used as a subject. Okay, now however these two sentences are different. The first sentence was a statement about me, right? I am a Muslim. And in the second one, I was talking about an action that I am doing or I will do. Clear? So this is what we call subject. Okay, a subject can either be in a form of doing an action or an information about the subject. Is that clear? Okay. The other two usages of the pronoun or the noun would be as an object. Okay, so that's the second use. So as an object, what will be an example? Uh, he invited me. So in this case, what's the action? Invited, right? And then who is being invited? I'm being invited, so it's me. Okay. The third usage of the noun or pronoun is going to be in a relationship. This is my phone. Okay, clear? So every pronoun can have these three things. Now in Arabic, or even in English, sometimes you would have the three forms like I, me, and my. Sometimes you would only have two, like she and her. She and her. There's no third form. Okay. For he, you have he, his, and him. He, his, and him. Okay. So similarly in Arabic, sometimes you would have three forms and sometimes you would only have two. So actually, most of these, or actually all of these forms in the chart, you only have two. Only for ana, you have three forms. Okay? Ana, ni, and ya. Okay, so for example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to Musa alayhi salam, he says, Inni ana Allahu la ilaha illa ana. Fa'budni. Okay, so Allah is saying that indeed I am Allah. There's no God worthy of worship except me. Okay, so you see ana. The other example, or for example, قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم. Okay, so that's an example of I. In for example of a ya is basically Rabbi, right? Rabbi Allah or Rabbi. Rabbi arini kayfa tuhyi al-mawta. Rabbi means my Rabb. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. My Lord. Glory be to my Lord who is al-Azim. Okay. And for the case of me, Alhamdulillah alladhi at'amani. Right? All praises for Allah who fed me. Clear? So here, what do you have? Fadharni. So leave me. Allah is saying to the Prophet of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Fadharni. Clear? Okay. Wa and my.
and whatever.
whoever.
Mm.
Okay, yukadhibu.
One denies.
Right, so the ya is coming for the third person singular. Kaf dal ba is for denial. Kadhib, kizb. Okay, be hada, be is with, hada this, al hadithi the statement. Now you have a big word. Sa is for soon. Okay, nas, noon is for we. Okay, and then you have ta, so you have dal, ra, jim, which is stages, daraja, in stages. Okay, so that the rest are attached things, so we can skip that for now. Sanastadrij, so we will progressively lead whom,
They.
them. So whom is used for, yes, good. So whom, for example, is used for they, it's also used for them, it's also used for their. Okay, so everything you will, so in this scenario, which would fit?
They.
Them. Why? Because whom is what? An object of the action. What is the action? Istidraj, to gradually leading. Okay, gradually, progressively. Okay, so that's the action. Who is being led?
Me.
Them,
Them.
the object, right? Right? Who are them? الذين يكذبون بهذا الحديث, right? People who deny this statement, they will be gradually led. And who will? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Min is very common. From. حيث,
Where.
where. La, not. يعلمون.
They.
Okay, good. So here, where is the knowledge? Ain lam mim is for knowledge, for knowing, and ya and wanun is for they. So ya and wanun is turning into they. If there was no wanun, what will it become? If it was just ya lamu.
Ilm, knowledge only.
Yeah, so ya lamu would be he knows.
Oh.
Okay, so that's in the verb chart. That's in the verb chart. Let me quickly show that as well while we're at it. So this is our pronoun chart, and this is our verb chart. So you see, yaf'aluna. So wanun is for
They will. They.
plural or they. Okay, if there's no wanun, then it is for he. So he, the ya tells you it's a he, the wanun makes it a they. The ta tell you it's a you. The hamza tells you it's a I, and then the ta plus wanun tells you it's a you all, and noon is for we.
It's the first word.
Hmm?
It's the first word that's telling you.
Yeah, the first letter is telling you the doer, right? The first, second, third person. So for example, remember sanastadrijuhum, this is come from the noon. Okay, now the first letter is giving you that information only in what is known as present tense and future tense verbs. Okay, if it is a past tense, then the last letter tells you the doer. So you see here, the waw is telling you they, the ta, fa'alta is telling you it's you, fa'altu is me, I, fa'altum you all, fa'alna we. Okay.
All the past starts with F. Fail.
No, not okay, good observation. But what is this fa representing? The first root letter. The fa, this is a template, right? Just like you're doing pattern matching. So this is a template. So let me give you an example down below. So if the verb is, for example, nasara, what is the fa here?
Noon.
Noon, right? So fa'ala is just a template. So the first letter, second letter, third letter. So you take that and then you do the pattern matching of noon, sad, ra. Okay. So you'll practice. I'll show you in the thing. 1 second here. Oh, where is it? So here, okay, good. So see ya'lamun, right? So what are the three root letters here?
Yeah.
No, ain, lam.
Lam.
Okay. So ain lam mim is now representing fa ain lam. Okay, let me quickly show you. So here, for example, you had what? You had yaf'alun, right? Now, if you replace fa'in lam with ain lam mim, what does it become? Ya'lamun. Okay, this is pattern matching. Okay, wa umli, and I give them respite. I will give them respite. Where's the I coming from? Hamza. Hamza Fath, right? Lahum, to them, inna, indeed, kaidi. Okay, where's the my coming from? Yeah, right? So yeah, so the pronoun which is yeah. So remember this chart? Yes, here. Ya or ni, right? So ya for relationship, ni for object. Okay, kaidi mateen, strong or firm. Or tas'aluhum, them. Tas'al, what is the root letters here? Sin, hamza, lam, right? So ta is for you. Ajran, payment. Fahum, so them, they. Min, from. Maghram, debt. Muthqalun, burden. So this is the same pattern. Remember I told you guys about Muslimun, Munafiqun, Mujrimun. So same pattern. It starts with a meme, it has a quality, and then it ends with a vowel. So the quality here is fa qaf la, to be heavy. So we know this in Surah Al-Qari'ah. فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Right? Thaqul, to be heavy. Or indahum, with them, al-ghaybu, the unseen, fahum yaktubun. Okay, see this pattern now? Same pattern. Yaf'alun, we saw in the chart. Earlier we saw ya'lamun, and now what are we seeing? Yaktubun. Kaftaba, to write, the book, whatever. Yaktubun.
These are like property. Sorry. What do you call that?
This is verb, pattern.
Pattern.
Yes, pattern, right? So fa'in lam, instead of fa'in lam, what do you have here? Kaftaba, right? So you just put in the pattern and that's how it becomes. So, but what, so let's say you're looking at this, right? So now, if you have seen this pattern, you're like, okay, yeah, this ya is the pronoun information. What is the pronoun information? It's third person. Oh, I have a vowel noun as well. That's another information for pronoun. So I had ya and I have vowel noun. What does that become? They. And now I just have to figure out what is the meat, right? Which is kaf ta ba. Okay, so this is something to do with booking, right? Oh, ya'lamun. Okay, so ya is pronoun information. Vowel noun is also pronoun information. So ya vowel noun becomes they. What is the meat? Ain lam mim. Okay, something to do with knowledge. Fasbir. So be patient. Okay, so what is the meat here? Swad ba ra. Okay, and what kind of a verb is this? Is this past tense, present tense? None of these. This is a command. So that's what I wanted to show you. See, second person, masculine, singular, imperative. Imperative means command. So if you go in the chart quickly, so this chart that we were looking at, it also has the command. So the command would usually be if'al, right? So what is the observation here is that the third letter of the command will have a what? What kind of a haraka will it have? A sukun. Okay, so step by step. So there are three root letters, right? Fa, ain, lam. Okay, so if you want to say he did, what would you say? Okay, if you want to say he opened, what would you say? Let's if you were to say he helped, what would you say? Nasara. Okay, now if you want to make it into a command, okay, what would you do is two things will happen. First, the first letter and the third letter will become sukun. they will become what? Sukoon. And you will have an additional hamza or alif, okay? So now the 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 haraka on the alif can be dhamma or a kasra that has other rules, but the most important observation is that the first letter and the last letter will become what? Sukoon, and you would have an additional alif. So that's why what you see here,
It becomes order.
huh? Yes. So see, the first letter has a sukoon,
Yes. And last
and you have an additional alif.
wherever this is, it's the order.
Huh?
If this is the pattern, then it's the order.
Yes. Okay. It's a first bit. So Allah is commanding, be patient. For what? Li hukmi, for the hukum, the decision. Rabbika. Rabbika means your. So where is the your coming from? Remember that chart, the pronoun chart had a ka. Okay. Wala, and do not. Takun, don't be. Ka sahib. Ka is something we saw last week as well. Ka is for like. Sahib, companion. Al huti. That's not a new word for people who were here for Surah Al-Kahf. We saw that there as well. This means the fish. If when nada, he called out, wahuwa, and he was makdhum, stressed. So you see this thing, huwa makdhum. So remember, I told you that a subject can be used for two things, right? Either it's talking about a state, defining the subject, right? I am a Muslim, or it's talking about an action. So here is defining, right? Huwa makdhum, he was distressed. Lawla, if not, an that tadarakahu. Okay, so it now this is a form, but it's a uh, different. Dal ra kaf is to reach. Tadarakahu, so overtook him. What? Ni'ma, a favor, min, from rabbihi. See, where is the he coming from? The pronoun child. Huwa, he, or who, right? Rabbihi, his Lord. Lanubidha. This la means definitely, surely. That's why it has what? Emphasis. Nubidha would have been thrown. Bil arai, naked on the shore. Wahuwa madhmum, and blamed. Fajtabahu, so chose him. Rabbuhu, his Lord. Faja'alahu, and made him. Okay, now here, guys, ijtaba, and especially the ja'ala. Okay, is this past or present? A sign for something being past is that there is nothing in the beginning. There's no pronoun in the beginning. So if you look at the chart here, see, fa'ala, ja'ala, fa'ala, there's nothing here. If it's present or future, you will always have ya or ta or noon or something. Okay, so because it's a past, there's nothing in the beginning. Ja'alahu, made him, min, from as-salihin, the righteous. Okay, just two more. And if yakadu, almost, alladhina, those who kafaru, the disbelief, la yuzliqunaka. All right, let's break it down. This lies for emphasis, right? Certainly, definitely. Okay, good. Now you have what? Yuzliku. Okay, now just by looking at it, is this present tense or past tense?
Present or past? No,
It's,
not past.
it's present or future, right? Why? Because you have a what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah is used for?
Yeah.
No, for third person. Okay. Now, do you have any other pronoun information here? Wanun. So ya plus wanun becomes what? They. So ya by itself is he. Oh, wanun comes in, it makes it they. It's like yaf'alun on that pattern, right? They. Okay, and then you have what? Ka. So ka of the object. So the doer is mentioned here as well as the object is mentioned here as well. So they will make you use likunaka, they will make you slip. Bi abasarihim, with their sight. So this absar is a plural of basar. Basar we saw in Surah Al-Mulk. Hal what was the word? فَرْجِعِ الْبَصَرَ. So return your sight. أبصار, plural, أبصارهم, their sight. لما, when they. سمعوا, they hear. So quickly, سمعوا, past or present, future? Past, right? Because there's nothing prefix. From seen, mim, ayn, right? الذكرى, the message, the reminder. ويقولون, straightforward. إنه, indeed he. لمجنون, surely a. Someone with junun. مجنون, مسلمون, munafiqun, مكذبون. وما هو, and not he, إلا, not it, إلا, except ذكر, reminder, للعالمين, for the worlds. That's it. Any questions? So you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, as you read it, that's when you want to consult those charts, and that will make it really stable in your minds. Because if you just look at the chart by itself, it's not going to be as helpful. But if you read it and then you put it on the pattern, you will see. And yeah, sometimes the patterns will break, but then it's like next level rules and new rules. But most of the time, it will work.
Can you go again to that verb chart?
Yeah.
Just like past and future, sorry, present and future,
Mhm.
past. You said like there's a pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you just repeat it quickly?
Sure.
For your mind?
Okay. So past tense. Okay. The one one hint of it being a past tense is that it does not start with any of the yas or the noons or alifs. Straightforward. Okay. So let's just take a look at it. Fa'ala. So everything starts with the first root letter. Fa. Okay. Other example here, right? So fa'ala, fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a. It always starts right away with the first letter, first root letter. Is that statement clear? If you look at the present tense or the future tense, it will start with either a ya or a ta or a hamza or a ta or a noon. Clear? Now, in the past tense, the doer information is coming at the end. Right? So if it's a straightforward fa'ala, fataha, nasara, daraba, the doer is who? He. So it's hidden, there's no explicit information, it's a he. If you see a wow, the he becomes they. If you see a ta, you. If you see a tu, I. If you see a tum, you all. If you see a na, if you see a sukun, she. Okay, so the same thing can apply on all the other patterns as well. Okay, in the case of present or future, the doer information is coming in the front. Same information, ya, ta, hamza, ta, noon, ta. And then at the end, the only information at the end is a singular or plural. So if you have a vowel noon, then it's plural. If not, it's singular.
Only like starting word for the past or future,
Yes.
or this is just a pattern?
Yes, these are the only ones. So the most things would apply on that patterns.
Okay. So ya, ta, alif, noon.
Yes.
So if word is starting from these, it's past or future.
Present or future.
Present or future.
Okay. And then we talked about how do we make something in a command. You add an alif usually, and then you will make the first and the last letter as sukun. Okay. If it's for multiple people, it is what? You will add a wow. If al, iftah, or if you add a wow for plural. Okay. So, okay, if you want to make it negative, then what do? You bring in a ta, you bring in lam, okay, and then you add a ta. Does that make sense? Okay, so yeah, so that's the verb pattern. So now you can start applying it. Because remember, our purpose is to look at the word, break down the information, right? So the attachments that you have, you break it down, and then you're left with the meat. Then you can figure out what the meat is. Is it goat meat, chicken meat, what the root letters are, and so on and so forth. But when you take out those attachment, right, whether it be the fries or the crust or whatever, that will give you additional information, and then you take out the okay. جزاكم الله خيرا سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته